Tonight, live, the Inspired Racing Series ascends for the first time on Laguna, Seca. And tonight it will be a bunch of the unknowns for just about every driver here. It'll be a learning curve. It'll be a struggle. But at the end of it, one driver will say that they won at Laguna, Seca. There we go. You see at the bottom of the screen something new that's been added. The qualifying trackers for the majority of the drivers. Actually, not the majority, all of them. You get a look at Colton Ward, one of the rising stars here in the Inspired Racing League. Again, not for points tonight, but in his words, trophy hunting. So you go a little wide already in turn one. That's already off the track. So this will not be a good lap. Actually, this lap probably won't even count for Colton Ward. While qualifying's going on, we will go ahead and get a look at the race info here tonight. 35 laps around this 2.22 mile track, 122 degrees here tonight. The track is going to be awful slick. That might be a track temperature that's 122. Is it 75 degrees, 50% chance of humidity. A clear sky, no weather in sight, but there is a small wind gust. It's going to make it interesting. Get a look at Darcy Harr. That number 35. Unique paint job here tonight. After his brilliant run last week, Josh Henderson holds the playoffs cut line by 4 points over the other championship hopeful, who I do not believe is in here yet. Actually, I don't think he's going to be here tonight. Ain't loaded into the session, so Jason Williams not here tonight, and he came in only 4 below. Stephen Henning in the Ryan Blaney car, the Dex Imaging Ford Mustang from. Of course, Stephen Henning comes into the night plus 35. Again, we'll show the points here momentarily. Shane Harr posts the first lap. See at the bottom, it's just going to automatically show where the drivers are at. And then whenever that lap is completed, in the top right of that, or in the top left of that box, it will show the position they get. But obviously I'll show it on the screen when we're done here. Chris Lyota comes into the night, minus 35. I believe it's minus 35. I had to confirm on that here. Yeah, Chris Lyota comes into tonight, minus 35. He needs a big swing in points. And he'll go 5th quickest. With Jason Williams not being here, at least for right now, he might pop in any moment. The other driver looking to have a good run tonight. Brent Hammerhand comes into the night -7 to the cut line. So a good night tonight would be in order, as I believe everybody has posted a lap. Kay Cannon actually has not. Neither has Aaron Stanton. So we'll go ahead and pull up the grid down here. And also tonight, a little couple modifications to the ticker. As you can see, it's no longer showing them little gold numbers up there. It's actual the driver's fonts, what they have selected. Some through custom numbers, others just what iRacing gives them. As right now you see Mike Hauser's top of the board, and we'll get a word with him here. Mike Hauser, Garrett Jenkins, got a copy?
10-4, Garrett, I got you.
Well, buddy, right now you're sitting on the pole. Tell me, how does the car feel? Is the track a little slick? Because the track temp tonight's, it looks like it's a scorching.
Well, I won't lie, the track is feeling a little slick. I wasn't sure how I was going to be going into that qualifying session, but this 43 Ford Mustang is on frickin' rails tonight. So put in a lot of work this week, worked with the Ford guys, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this race goes. And it's going to be great starting up front. So that's one, starting up front, that's how you get to win. So that's what we're going to shoot for tonight. Good finish, and hopefully we can keep it up front here.
All right, buddy, best of luck to you. Right now, unless Cade, Aaron, or Darcy Hard knocks off Mike Hauser, he will be starting on pole. Good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.
See, Mike Hauser pulls in that Sunoco car. So far, not many drivers. There ain't but 3 left. Kay Cannon, Aaron Stanton, and Darcy Har have yet to post their lap. We'll get a word with the driver starting in second for the procedural feature. Shane Har, Garrett Jenkins, got a copy?
I do. How we doing, buddy?
We doing good, buddy. Mike Hauser right now has you beat for the pole. Is there any worries in the starting on the outside going into that first turn?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty confident with Mike next to me. I think we'll make her through there. No problem.
All right, buddy. Understand, like I said, I said last week, you've been under the weather here, trying to make it through. Can you go the whole distance here tonight, or is somebody gonna have to relieve you?
Oh no, we're here for the whole show. Hopefully we can make everybody proud at Toyota and come away with a win here.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Shane Har right now rolling off second.
Thanks, Matt.
Let's see here. Actually, I know somebody who I do want to interview. But I do have to make an announcement. Mic check.
Yes, Colton. All Ford in the one Toyota Tri-Hearts. Yes, yes.
Mic check.
Yeah. Got you, big beautiful.
All right, well,
Mike check.
while we're in here and I'm waiting on him, let's get a man who had a great showing in his ARCA debut.
Mike check.
Thomas Hernandez, Garrett Jenkins, got a copy.
He's there. He can hear you guys.
I'm here.
My buddy had an impressive showing in the ARCA Series race. Can you follow that up tonight?
I'm going to try my best to. Didn't qualify the way I've been practicing all week, so track feels a little bit more different. Haven't been able to practice it as much, so we're gonna go out there and do our best right now.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Hope to be talking to you at the end of this thing.
You too.
That's Thomas Hernandez. He'll roll off ninth here tonight. With that out the way, the starting grid for tonight's race. Mike Hauser on pole. He and Shane Harr will start next to him. Them two's done that a couple times already this year. Stephen Henning Jr. comes into the night plus 35. Or not plus 30. Yeah, plus 35, I believe. To the cut line, Elijah Fisher right now holds a secured spot with 2 wins in the playoffs. Jordan Jorno, the long shot so far tonight. He will roll off 5th with Chris Lyotta to his outside. A.J. Thompson will roll off 7th, and Colton Ward, one of the rising stars in this series so far. Thomas Hernandez, just talking to him, didn't qualify the way he wanted, but he does believe he's got a car capable of getting up there to the front tonight. And Brent Hammerhand looking for a good run. Robert Will Hoyt and Josh Henderson will roll off 11th and 12th. And these are drivers who are not posted a time. Aaron Stanton, Kay Cannon. Of course, Aaron Stanton with that big win last week has set himself secured in the playoffs, and Cade Cannon rolls off 14th. Comes into the night 62 above the cut line, and round off the field, Darcy Harr. All right, everybody, welcome to Laguna Seca. 28 incident points tonight. You get 1 fast repair. Be mindful of that 28, the off tracks. The off-track 1X's will play a factor in that. You get 3 sets of tires, 2 extra ones in the pits. 35 laps tonight. Pace car speed limit is 60 mile an hour. Pit road speed is 35. There will be no, because it's a road course, there will be no second lap added. Best of luck to everybody.
We do at all the tracks there. We do add that extra lap though.
All right. Well, I'll add the extra lap then. Oh well.
Just run it.
Too late now. Let's see. Get Colton Ward in here.
Yay, Payson.
Colton Ward, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Honestly, the idea behind it is more for these types of road courses, so that.
Well, buddy, as Elijah talks in the background here, just let him get his word in. All right, buddy. Disappointer in Phoenix Saturday night. I know you wanted it bad. Have you put that out of your head, or are you ready to go out there and win tonight?
I told him, bring you up to clean up the truck. We got dirt everywhere.
I was hitting like 30. I think it was probably 32s, I think. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here. I think I'm going to blow a lot of turns.
Well, buddy, I mean, like I said, the dominant performance we saw at Watkins Glen, I know the tracks are 2 different things, but have no doubt we'll see you going towards the front here. Best of luck to you.
I might punt some out of the way.
All right. Colton Ward starting deep in the field. Appreciate it. Which chat were you in? 2 or 1?
I was with Chris.
Okay.
But that pace car was trying to take you out there, Shane.
Of course, tonight.
Just low.
Of course,
I'm gonna
tonight,
argue
Colton
with
Ward's
Mike that.
trophy hunt for remainder season, but the playoffs
Yeah, tow truck's trying to take you out
for
there. Shane.
some drivers tonight needs to go great. You see in the green, Elijah Fisher, Shane Hart, Aaron Stanton, all so far clinched on their wins. The 3 winningest drivers automatically secure the first, second, and third seed going into the playoffs. 4 through 8 determined on points alone. Mike Hauser, you can see a pretty sizable gap. 106 to the good. Cade Cannon a decent gap himself, but not too far above that the whole race cut line. Steven Henning plus 35 in 6th, and then
Man,
here's
I don't
where
know
the
what's different.
here's where the
A
point
lot of red and white
situation
cars
is
tonight.
going to come in. Here,
Me
as,
and Steven are representing Canada.
as Cameron Winsberg not present tonight in the 7th position, he will more than likely drop out here. As Jason Williams came into the night -4 after last week. And he is also not present tonight, so a lot of opportunities going to open up surrounding this whole cut line. Josh Henderson, the gatekeeper right now, comes into the night +4. And you see the long shots, Chris Lyota
By the
and
way,
Jordan Jorno out by
I'm gonna take it
35 and
easier on this
56.
there, just let you know.
With that being said, that is the point
Yeah,
situation
no, I
tonight.
am too, trust me. I do appreciate the heads up, though.
The other thing I'm also going to...
Right, folks, we're about to be going green here. Let's be
there's a...
patient on the start here and try not to have a turn.
We have a. Yeah, there's a wreck back there.
We love this track, don't we?
We're going to add another lap as...
Be late, Bradley, huh?
So we can start with the 5X and halfway behind. Okay, thank you.
As due to some incident already.
We love
This
the
is going
back
to
end.
the latest start here for this race.
We
See
will
the
have
track
to-
map in its sections.
Garrett, you'll have to give that one a review like a normal yellow, please.
I don't know if I turned down on him or if he just didn't turn down as much as I did. I was just trying to give room and we just make contact.
Yeah, so let's have Garrett review that, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go and see what happened on the initial start here.
For those that were involved, unfortunately, pits won't be open until after we go green here. It wasn't able to be open there.
A
at
lot of
all.
drivers already, as I'm not even sure what happened.
Say that one more time, Josh.
For the guys who had to stop, did we lose our starting spots here?
Alright, so the incident starts with Colton. You know, it's tricky enough going through that corkscrew as it is. With that, I will not be sending him to the rear for that, as I believe is incidental. As far as where you start, you can get back in line where you were at, and I will try to clear the black flags, but I cannot guarantee that they're all going to clear, or you can just stay where you're at right now.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that
Okay,
means
we are going green this lap here, so let's tighten the field up, and if you had a spot to grab it now or never. I don't want to see people trying to pass each other when we're on this, like, this
so
track.
we will keep it. So we will keep up with the track map here. As already I hope this doesn't entail for a chaotic night. As it's in the hands of Mike Hauser and Shane Harr, we're rolling. Down into turn one, you see Jorno already aggressive as a little bit of a roundabout.
I'm sorry, Steven. I was
Left-hander.
trying to brake early, but if I braked any harder, who's that? Thomas was up behind me.
We already got one car around, and it is Hernandez. Meanwhile, at the front, Shane Harr Shane Hart trying to run down Mike Hauser. Really has not been a gap so far tonight as we'll enter the treacherous part coming up here. This track has a unique feature right here. It's known as the corkscrew, as Hauser almost blows it. So far it would appear everybody made it through okay. We'll just pull up the track map here every now and then to see where drivers are at and how it unfolds. But right now Mike Hauser comes down to complete lap 1. Now you see the battle back here for second between Shane Hart and Elijah Fisher. Jordan Journo 1.8 back. You see him entering the screen, and Hart for the moment will fend off Fisher. So right now, I see Hart looking. He peaked to the bottom, but weren't able to get there on Mike Hauser. Oh, Fisher's off in the grass already. And because of that, Elijah Fisher's going to lose a ton of spots. So Fisher was running third. He will blend back in 7th as he touches the grass again. And you see the battle here for the lead through the corkscrew. Shane Hart out front. Jorno capitalized on it. He'll run second. We got all kinds of... We had an incident somewhere, I thought. Darcy Hart went around. That ain't what I was looking for. Oh well. Back to the action at hand here. Jorno has made the pass on Shane Hart for the lead, and Jordan Jorno, the long shot, came into the night 56 points out, a whole race ahead, and right now he sets the fastest lap of the session in first. So Jorno looking to capitalize strong here tonight. Of course, you allude to, there's been a couple times this year these two, if Jorno and Hart have had their run-ins tonight, or not tonight, but in times past. We're going to see how that will go about tonight, as right now both drivers keeping it clean. Hard look, blends back in line here. Now Hard looks to the inside again. Oh, Jorno off track. Looked like that was a little bit of a netco situation there. And because of that, Jordan will fall back to third. Mike Hauser regains second. Stephen Henning Jr. and Michael Ward are up there. So far, a few drivers.
Sorry, Robert.
You're
good.
So far, the corkscrew hasn't turned that treacherous yet. I really hope I just did not jinx myself there, or the field for that matter, but we'll see. But right now, Shane Hart got a 2-second lead over the field as the battle right here for second races on between a lot of drivers. See, Mike Hauser now, he has actually pulled away a little bit, so the battle is really for third back here between 4 drivers, 5 if you count Stanton. But right now, they're all chasing that man, Shane Hart, in that purple Jordan's car. Him and Darcy Hart, the only ones representing Toyota tonight. You can see right now where your favorite manufacturer is running. As Toyota leads Ford and Chevy in the top 5. Then another couple of Fords hold the top 5 spots. Stephen Henning and Elijah Fisher, and then 6th through 11th, all Chevrolets. Then the other Fords of Hammerhand and Hernandez and Robert Wilhoit, the last car for Chevrolet, and Darcy Hard, the other Toyota. Still a long way to go. Right now we'll go through the field here. There's Mike Hauser, and that gap that he had has dissipated just a little bit here. As right now Shane Hart sets the fastest lap of the session at a 131.156. So the driver to 21 on the move so far in the running. See back there, Aaron Stanton trying to fend off Colton Ward. Stanton off into the gravel. Dirt a little bit, keeps it straight, but that opens the door for Colton Ward. Well, not really. Stanton fends him off again. You look on back through the field. There is Cade Cannon. Again, comes into the night plus 50, plus 62, I'm sorry, of the cut, above the cut line. Chris Lyotta, another one of the championship hopefuls, trying to make it in. He comes into the night out by 35 back there. The gatekeeper battling A.J. Thompson, or was trying to.
Sorry, George, over there. Making brake lines, go.
We haven't.
You're good, I messed up my entry anyway.
Well, we had an issue somewhere trying to find it. Oh, just Jorno. Jorno in the gravel, and this is not how he needed a night to start off. He'll blend back in line, but was running third at the time of the incident. Let's see what happened. In effect, Mike Hauser locks up the brakes. Jorno going through the gravel. Then I believe on up here he'll get loose and overcorrect it. So a tough break for the driver to 84 so far tonight with 30 laps to go. He's got a lot of work cut out for him to get back into the top 5. You see, there's a look at Cannon. We'll go back up through the field. See right now, Stephen Henning Jr. A decent gap to the cut line. Came in plus 35. Believe the goal for the driver of the 12 is just have a solid run here. Try to build points. Of course, Aaron Stanton can breathe a little bit of relief tonight after winning last week in Phoenix and making himself locked into the playoffs so far on the third most winningest drivers. And really the only one Stanton would be racing tonight if he was to get his second win of the season would be the man directly behind him in Stephen Henning Jr. So Stanton right now really ain't got to sweat too much unless Henning gets up into the front, and then from there on we will have to see what the points look like going into next week's race. Another road course, and I believe that would be from Road America. Of course, we'll pull up the track map here and see where your favorite driver is running. As you see, Shane Har has put Darcy Har one lap down, and you see the gap from Fisher to Har. As the update you see right now, Elijah Fisher just keeping it straight. He has rebounded from his little incident earlier going through the grass, or the gravel I should say. He has rebounded back up to second after falling to 7th. gonna get a look. And we got one car around. It is Hernandez again.
What are you doing?
Trying to pick a lane that you aren't in.
So a little bit of issues here between the 35 and a few drivers. No harm, no foul so far. As right now, everything's going perfect for Shane Hoare. Dominated the Daytona Road Course earlier in the season, only to have an incident on the last lap, causing that victory to go awry, and Stephen Henning actually capitalized on it. That's where Stephen Henning got his one win this season. As we'll go back through the field, you see another playoff hopeful. Brent Hammerhand is in the pits. So Brent Hammerhand in the pits early. Robert Wheelhoyt also in there. You see at the bottom of the screen. I know the overlay has it blocked a little bit, but new pit stop ticker at the bottom of the screen shows your favorite driver when they're in the pits. How long they're in the pits is in that parentheses next to the timer that's continued to go. So trying to grow the broadcast and add some new things here and there. Now you see, now you look at Elijah Fisher, 9.4 seconds back from Shane Hoare back here. Behind him you have Mike Hauser trying to close in a little bit. And Mike Hauser will be showing us a little bit of his throttle and gearing ratio tonight and getting around this tricky road course. And you see Fisher in the gravel. Let's just take a minute here and listen to the throttle work.
Thank you, Robert.
That was a half a lap around this place with Mike Hauser dropping all the way to first gear through that tricky corkscrew. That was on the mind of a lot of drivers coming into tonight. Look on back through the field. There's Stephen Henning. You see right here from lap 4 to 9 shows the gap that Henning has gained and or lost. As we have Josh Henderson is in the pits. There, standing right behind Henning. And it's Colton Ward who's looking to the inside as going back, Cade Cannon. That beautiful Chase Elliott number 9 car. With 25 laps to go here, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching the Inspired Racing League live on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. We'll be right back.
think I'd know to take him away from it or let him out the spot. Unfortunately.
I apologize if anybody heard anything during that commercial break. Back to it here. Mike Hauser still trailing Shane Harr by 12.8 seconds. Stephen Henning go over the back of him. Elijah Fisher back there in fourth as we're going to take another look at our manufacturers and where they're running. As soon as I can click the right button. See, it's still Toyota out in front. Not much has changed between the Chevrolets occupying the bottom half of the top 10. As you see, Hauser coming up on the slower lap traffic of Robert Wilhoit.
That's scared me still. That good save.
See, Brent Hammerhand made a quick pit stop. It's twice now that he's been in the pits. And not so far, not the night that the driver of the 95 wanted. There's right now only 3 cars, 1 lap down. Robert Wilhoit, Brent Hammerhand, and Darcy Harr. With 24 laps to go, you still look at the battle for second. Stephen Henning trying to close to Mike Hauser. We'll go on looking through a little bit further back. Aaron Stant trying to close in on Elijah Fisher. There's a little bit of lockup on the 4. Really didn't really cost him no time, it doesn't appear. As you look way back there in the distance, Colton Ward is trying to make some ground up to Aaron Stanton while in the process trying to put some distance between him and Cade Cannon. See 1 car off in the grass, that'll be Robert. See what a big game by Stanton. You see Fisher a little loose.
Buddy.
You see a lot of. You see Cannon went wide back there in turn 1. See a lot of build up already. The track is dirty already, and that's causing. That's one of several things that can be causing handling issues for some of these drivers. But meanwhile, on back, there's Jordan Jorno still trying to recover from his stint earlier with 23 laps to go. It would appear that the driver to 84, Sitco, is running out of time. We had an issue, a 4X somewhere, and okay. Stanton and Fisher, little trading paint, nothing wrong with it. It is racing after all, nothing egregious. Everybody walks away, and Aaron Stanton now up to 4th. Meanwhile, as the running order goes, Stephen Henning has made the pass for second on Mike Hauser. Go on back through the field here. There's Hernandez in 11th. A.J. Thompson in 10th. He's working on Chris Leota for 9th. Josh Henderson came in, as well said, the 8th and final spot by 4 points. That's going to change drastically tonight. Of course, Jason Williams and Cameron Winsberg not here tonight. They may be expected to be taking their provisionals if allowed. So we will see how this lines up going into next week for our second road course at Road America. But meanwhile, back at the front, still Shane Hars. He's doing a little bit of dirt tracking. Of course, so far, a flawless race for Shane. And right now, the man in pursuit trying to catch him. We're going to pull up the track map again and just show you what 17 seconds looks like. See, Shane Har actually about to enter the last corner, and Stephen Henning up there in the corkscrew. So that's what a 17-second gap looks like at Laguna Seca. You see now Mike Hauser trying to close up the gap, try to take second back. Of course, Mike so far projected to be a definite lock into the playoffs. Only time will tell over these next few weeks. As you see now, Henning defending off Hauser for the time being. Aaron Stanton lying back there in Wade in the 27. See him entering the screen, and Elijah Fisher trying to play catch up after losing second earlier in the race. As upcoming races for the Cup Series after tonight, next week, May 26th, 35 more laps around Road America. June 2nd, Chicagoland, 134 laps. Then we'll go to the historic Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, June the 9th. Then we'll be taking our passports and going to Mount Panorama, or otherwise known as Bathurst. And then the final cutoff race, June 23rd, will be at Daytona, the full 160 laps for the Daytona 400. And then after that, the playoffs will begin starting June 30th at Darlington. And meanwhile, 20 to go here. As you see, the battle has kind of receded. Stephen Henning's actually in the pits down there at the bottom of the screen.
Thank you, Doctor.
As right now, Shane Har continues his 20-second lead over the field. You see Stephen Henning now coming out of the pits, 14.6 second stop, probably took tires as well. So maybe strategy call being played. Can Shane Har potentially make it on fuel? We talked to a few drivers at the top of the show. 31 was the max that you can go, but Shane Har might be thinking that he might be able to stretch it if it stays green. Only time will tell, as at the bottom the 3 is in, and we're gonna just focus on Shane Har here. Has a little bit of lag off the driver to 21. First one tonight. Don't see nothing for it to warrant an incident. Get a look at Elijah Fisher trying to salvage the top 5. You hear Aaron Stanton will be pitting in from 3rd place. Or he was. Might not be in yet, might be in this time, as he is working on Mike Hauser for 3rd. Or for 2nd, I should say, rather. Go through the field again. Starting with Cade Cannon, Colt Ward, Jordan Jorno, who is trying to work himself back up into a top 5. Because every position for Jorno and Lyota for the next I want to say, I had to look back, yeah, so for the next 5 weeks, for them two, every position and every point matters. And of course, as everybody remembers, Jorno was running in the top 3 before catching the gravel
Hitting this lap.
and setting it for a loop. Because right now with the field spread out, I'll take the opportunity to try to show the people watching that their favorite drivers in the pit stop without cutting it off. So we're going to have the overlays run above, as right now not many positions are being changed as drivers are just trying to make it through the night. And we will go back to the tower towards the end of the race. But right now, Shane Hart still out in front. As a black flag for the 77 of Thomas Hernandez entering the pits. Aaron Stanton running third. He should be in this time. There's Elijah Fisher in fourth. Colton Ward for right now runs fifth. You see Jordan Jorno back there in sixth, along with Cade in seventh. We're going to go on down. There's Chris Lyota in eighth. AJ Thompson and Stephen Henning battling for position. As AJ Thompson,
I got so screwed up with Darcy and I messed you up.
as the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins car is in the gravel. That will give the ninth position to Stephen Henning. Josh Henderson running 13th.
Quad run by Colton.
Brent Hanrahan
We saw
in
you do
12th.
it, so we wanted to try.
And you see, after serving his
I've gone in
black
there, but not
flag,
that far.
Thomas Hernandez is rejoining 1 lap down in 13th, and Darcy Har 2 laps down. As Har, little beautiful save by the driver to 35. And Robert Wilhoit out of the race. I can imagine technical issues or a mechanical failure. Got to get word on that here in a minute.
Thank you, Darcy. Look at that.
Let's see if we can get the driver of the 3 in here. Robert Wilhoit, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Hey, what's going on, Gary?
Buddy, we see you added a race. Was there a mechanical failure on the car, or what's the situation here with the
Why
3?
did you get behind me?
It just wasn't right. I was way off the pace, and instead of causing it more issues that I was already dealing with, I decided to just go ahead and pull it into the garage. Brakes were going out, and it just, yeah. Road courses and no brakes don't go good together.
No, sir, they do not. Again, we apologize for you being out of here. We look forward to seeing you back. We look forward to seeing you Saturday, if you can make it, for the ARCA race at Talladega. And, of course, next Monday night from Road America.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be flying in
18 to go.
early afternoon, so gives me plenty of time to get everything set up and ready to go.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you for the following race. Robert Wilhoit will finish tonight in the 15th position. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Yep.
So Robert Wilhoit, the first driver out of the race tonight. I see multiple pit stops happening at the bottom. Mike Hauser, Aaron Stanton, as I believe Shane Hart is trying to make it or run enough laps to where he will have a sizable lead. He did something similar at Daytona earlier in the season. As right now, still 11 drivers on the lead lap. That's Cade Cannon, penalty on pit road. And that will be a gut-punching blow to the driver number 9 after winning at Phoenix in the ARCA Series. It appears that he has already served that penalty, but that will be a massive That could very well hurt him going on forward through this race. Chris Lyota, who I don't believe has pitted yet. As we have, yeah, there's Chris. Mike Hauser blends in back behind him in 5th. And Chris will let him by. Understanding Mike's on the fresher tires right now, so. Yeah, a few drivers. Most of the field just took only Elijah Fisher, Chris Lyota, and Shane Hall are the only ones not to pit. You can look at this graphic right here on the right side of the screen that shows the different strategies everybody's on. This is the stint length. Behind me, Lazarano has Elijah Fisher. Saves it, but what happened? Beautiful save, Darcy Horr. Little off the track, probably spooked the driver to 4, but what a beautiful save for Elijah Fisher. But now he's got to be careful with them tires, as they're probably just a little heated, so they'll be a little more slick as the race goes on. There you see Chris Lyota has now pitted. And Cade Cannon, I believe that's Cade, back in the pits as well. Yes, he is. So Cade might be serving a black flag penalty. We'll get more in that situation as the race goes on. Well, right now it is still Shane Hoare out in front by a 38-second lead.
Is that a second pit stop?
Yeah, because the damn stupid stuff that happened on the first lap was the extra lap and too many incident points, so yes.
So that was the black flag. Cade Cannon, too many incident points. And another black flag. So that is 3 black flags for Cade Cannon, the 9th.
Thank you, Darcy.
Shane, can you go away, please?
So with pit stops, I'm assuming out of the way for the foreseeable future unless they're unscheduled.
Oh, thank God, I didn't want you on my butt right now.
I know it's nostalgic for some of the people who watched NASCAR in the
Yeah, I'm gonna flip this
90s and 2000. Okay, Shane Hoare will be in this time, as if I heard that correctly. They're not able to stretch the gap on fuel. But back what I was saying, for people who watched NASCAR in the mid 2000s, 90s like I did, everybody was used to the scoring pylon going across the top, but I understand that newer generation prefers the tower nowadays, so we will be switching back to the tower right now. Mike would try to give that, try to operate both of them.
Review on the 18, please, Garrett.
We are being,
Or on the 42, excuse me.
I was about to say.
we are getting a review here, race control. And we'll take one more look at it just to be on the safe side. Race control's about done, giving their analysis on this story here. I'm reviewing it. And yes.
You gotta let me know, otherwise I'm gonna keep asking, brother. 4-car bidding.
So after review of the incident, it will appear the 95 comes up into the 42. 42 holds his line. There will be no penalty or warnings thus far. Thank you. So you see the front two.
Thank you, Josh, by the way, for that.
So you see the front two out in front.
Yeah.
Who are out in front has pitted Elijah Fisher, losing some spots. As his time is going awry, and Cade Cannon has left the pits. Elijah Fisher pit stop's done. He ought to be leaving the pits here in a little while. So with that being said, the stage has been set. If it goes green, Shane Hoare 13-second lead over Stephen Hennings. It goes through all the dirt and rocks and gravel, everything out there. Elijah Fisher will exit the pits, but right now he is being scored in 7th. That being said, we'll check on, well, the gap was closer a minute ago, but 3-second gap over Mike Hauser as you look at Stephen Henning running in 2nd. There's Hauser, and here comes Stanton. The next closest car along would be Colton Ward, as he is trying to defend off Jordan Jorno, who's trying to get a top 5 here as Darcy goes wide, allowing them to go through. And Kay Cannon slow on the track. We keep it green. Because we keep on going back through the field. Elijah Fisher was running 2nd, but due to the pit stop, he has been dropped back into the 7th position. Chris Lyotta running in 8th and came into the night plus 35. We will reiterate the points coming into the night again. There's a little bit of a lag on the 60. There's Josh Henderson running 9th. And him and A.J. Thompson actually looks to A.J. trying to take 9th away from Henderson. Brent Hammerhand, as you saw, there's Kay Cannon after several black flag incidents. He is back in 11th. Brent Hammerhand after coming up and getting into the 42. He runs 12th. Hernandez in 13th. Darcy Harr 14th. As there he is in front of Hernandez and Lyotta. And of course, heard from him earlier, Robert Wilhoit out of the race in 14th with brake failure issues. And Shane Harr has just posted the fastest lap again at a 1:30.391. He is the first driver to break into the 130s, as you can actually view your favorite driver's fastest lap so far on the pylon. And Shane Harr now just trying to make it through for another 11 laps, soon to be 10. You see the battle for third back there with Mike Hauser and Aaron Stanton. And I don't know why I pulled up Cade for a second. There we go, fixed. So you see Aaron Stanton up 10 spots from his start position after. Hitting way off into the gravel. That's going to open the door for Stanton and Hauser. Mistake on Stephen Henning drops him back from 2nd to 3rd. We'll go back to the gap now. So right here we'll focus on this battle for a minute. See Mike Hauser very loose going into the corner, able to gather back up, and Stanton still fighting strong. There's a bit of a bump to the back of the 43. Did you ride on board with Aaron Stanton? With that little bump, it's kind of allowed Mike Hauser to try to pull away a little bit, as when I say that, and Stanton still right on his tails. There is another battle brewing back here. It was in the midst of brewing, as you see Jordan Jorno has finally worked himself back up into the top 5. Elijah Fisher trying to run him down and take that top 5 away. Colton Ward was the driver I was alluding to as starting to give Jorno a run for his money, but Evidently an off-track incident or a mishap has dropped Colton from 6th to 7th behind Elijah Fisher. And you see Shane Hard now putting Darcy Hard a lap down. With 9 to go, I know Shane's hoping that it goes green for the remainder of the race. As we got an issue as Jordan Jorno cut the, I see Fisher off track. What I'm trying to get out is Jorno kind of cut the corkscrew a little bit, but no harm, no foul, as it's coming up on his teammate and lap car of Cade Cannon, who has not had the easiest of nights tonight. Well documented.
Elijah, you're not really going to take away my third top 5 in a row, are you?
As right now you see the battle for 5th between Fisher and Jorno. Jorno went wide again, and that's going to open the door for Elijah Fisher to get back and clear. So Elijah Fisher moves into the top 5 as a nudge, a tap from the back of the 8, a tap to the 4 from the 84. Not really going to help much though. I mean, Fisher's already gone. We'll turn back to the battle for 2nd here. As Mike Hauser locks him up, slides. That allows Stanton to try to get in there. Hauser slams the door on him. And Stephen Henning lying in wait, just in case something happens between these two. Let's see. Matter of fact, we're going to ride back on board with Mike Hauser again. Let's get this little feature at the bottom right. Just shows how much the driver's turning in the corner. They see Stan all over the back bumper of him. So a little line you're seeing is how much he's turning the steering wheel either direction, up and down. And you see now Aaron Stanton to the, well, look to the inside. Hauser fends him off again. Pretty much Mike Hauser tonight showing us how to get around, but so far the dominant man tonight in getting around Laguna Seca has been Shane Hard with 7 to go. He has a 30.4 second lead over Mike Hauser as we'll return back to
Jordan.
We have an issue on the front
thanks.
straightaway.
I was already there, but I appreciate the
As
Said Mike. Yeah, thank God you saved it, dude.
a little
Can you
bit of
hurry up and catch me, Shane?
You're too fast, man.
see back there. You look at Stephen Henning.
Oh yeah, Shane. Freaking 40 seconds up on me. You're too fast. Cool.
Come on, you gotta catch him. I want to be done.
We have an issue. Josh Henderson. Well, never
I
mind.
really
No
did
harm.
try and get 20x before 5 laps, but I was trying to do it first lap.
Never mind. A little confusion on my part.
I didn't know you had a
No harm,
degree
no
in being
foul
able
with
to teach
Henderson as
everybody.
he holds on to the 10th position right now.
Are we sure his car's not cheated up?
There you see a bunch of
Then
driver
cheating.
audio right now.
She's legal, boys. She's legal. Legal my butt.
You see now the
That's why
battle
none of
for
the other
second
Toyotas
still
up there,
rages
they
on.
use their cars together.
They're really the only real battle right now.
I'm just
These
here so
two,
I don't
they've
get
put
fined
on
at this
some.
point.
Out of spirit.
Right now, Hauser just doing a great job defending off Stanton. Stanton looking to any mishap that the 43 can make. So unless something happens to the top three, Aaron Stanton can rest a little bit with Steven Henning running fourth. But of course, 6 laps to go. Anything can happen,
Thanks, Darcy.
as we've seen it. As we've seen it a lot.
Elijah, I can never figure out your line.
You see right now Elijah Fisher running back there in 5th. He's opened up the gap to Jordan Jorno
I've had a couple
by
heart
about
attacks
3
from you. All good.
from about 3 seconds. So
33, Shane, you gotta pick it up. That's slow.
Who do I have to impress?
My mom.
you see, we're just gonna follow here on the battle as Stanton's doing
I would
everything
say your
he
dad, but he's already here.
as he is trying to do everything he can, and a big block on Stanton from the 43.
He got kicked out of the family. I don't know.
I laughed so hard I couldn't see for a second.
You're right on board with Aaron Stanton now. And Stanton in the grass doing everything he can to get around Mike Hauser for second. So right now this battle intrigues us as we got another one brewing here. Jordan Jorno has come from. Oh, there goes Fisher off the grass. Or off the track onto the gravel. And Jordan Jorno for the moment trying to take his 5th position back. Fisher holds him off. Jorno crossing him back over. Clear for the moment. We're right on board with Fisher. We're going to go uphill and then down through the corkscrew. Beautiful. About as pretty as a corkscrew as you can get. Fisher not allowing Jorno to go away here. Fisher looks back to the inside. This is the battle for 5th. Jorno overdrives the corner a little bit, perhaps a little lockup. That allows Fisher back to the inside. Fisher back to 5th for the moment. Of course, Elijah Fisher locked.
Close to lap 35.
Of course, Elijah
33.
Fisher locked into the playoffs.
Thank you for
Already.
being almost done.
Yeah, I mean, he's about to lap all of us, and we're about to be a 2 down
You
at this
see,
point.
driver's situation is Darcy Har has entered the pits again.
As long as these were close to finishing, I thought.
And right now, Fisher so far holding off Jorno. We will focus. We'll see how the battle between Stanton and Hauser has gone as Aaron Stanton has finally gotten around Mike Hauser. Meanwhile, Shane Har in the middle of lap traffic here. Shouldn't really affect him. You see AJ Thompson trying to AJ Thompson trying to defend right now. He is ninth. So right now he will be
Sorry,
getting the
Elijah, I don't
top
know
10
how to
as Thompson lets him around.
Yeah, I don't know why that was either. Shane, I think I cut you off.
Oh no, I was just telling him thank you.
As right now you see the battle for fifth still raging on. As we will be coming at some point to the go, and you see the gap now is falling off for Jorno.
Going
So
off the track by the 77, he's a lap down.
So right now, not much action happening for the moment. We'll go through the running order one more time. While we do it, we will pull it up on the. We will pull it up as we go through them, so you can see where your favorite driver is side by side.
Yeah, no.
Might not be doing
Take that. Sorry.
Might not be doing another.
What?
We go through the field as Jorno trying to hang on to the car.
Block me so I don't catch him, but I want to catch him.
Oh, I got you, Colton.
You did.
Thank you,
Right
Mike,
now,
by
you
the
see
way.
the drivers now starting to get very active
That was scary.
on the radio.
Well, that definitely helped you more than me.
Meanwhile, 2 laps to go. You look at Shane Har, who is still your leader. We'll,
How would you like to go to?
we'll go ahead and go through that running order real fast. So obviously, Shane Har, the leader. We get the battle for second. That was kind of simmered out as Aaron Stanton in second. Mike Hauser runs third. Stephen Henning Jr. in fourth. Elijah Fisher has opened up that about a 2-second gap again. He runs fifth. You see Jorno in sixth. Colton Ward in seventh. Chris Lauda way back there in eighth. Them are the only drivers on the lead lap. AJ Thompson, get a look at the Miami Dolphin car. He runs ninth. Josh Henderson holding on to the top 10 in the Gatorade Zero machine. Kay Cannon.
I think you got it, Elijah. My rear tires are way too hot now.
Kay Cannon 11th. Hernandez 13th. Hammerhand. There we go. In 13th. Darcy Har. We have an issue. Mike Hauser, something's going to rise. Shane Har is on the white flag lap. Let's see what happened real quick. And we're looking at Darcy. Mike Hauser, that's what I want. There we go. Let's see what happened real quick here. Then we'll focus in on Shane Har. And last ditch effort to try to get back to Aaron. It's going awry. But meanwhile, Shane Har just has to make it through this last half of the track perfectly. As you see on the track map, he is the leader. We will put up the positions real quick. And these are the positions of where first, second, third on back is running. But Shane Har started second and really never looked back as he comes off of the final corner. Shane Har will take win number 4 of the season and wins at Laguna Seca. So Shane Har is your winner. You see Aaron Stanton. He'll pretty much have second locked away as long as he doesn't make a mistake.
Go in there, Shane. I know you crossed the line about 8 minutes ago, but good race. You were fucking fast tonight, man.
Thanks, buddy.
I don't know if I heard it right or not, but I'm saying anyway, a warning on the language.
Send me the bill, don't worry.
See Mike Hauser.
Wait, Dang, I want to give you a big
Starting
one.
on pole, he will finish in third. Aaron Stanton's already crossed the line. Stephen Henning Jr. gets his top 5.
I'm gonna need to take some lessons from you, Dean.
And Elijah Fisher now, he will
Good battle, Elijah. That was fun.
he will hold off Jordan Jorno to secure the 5th and
Alright.
final position
Could've done
within the top 5.
18. I'm
Jordan
sorry.
Jorno, he will come in
I never
6th.
dumped you. What?
Had such a run on you.
Here's the
We'll
battle
do it,
for.
dog. Let it be.
Here's the battle for Sarah's caught Ward overdrives it. And Chris Lyotta will steal 7th off of that mishap.
In the course, or I was trying to dodge Darcy, bro. If you're mad at me on that. I don't know what to tell you. I was just trying to dodge Darcy.
Hey, save it for post race. I don't want to really hear this over the broadcast. AJ Thompson
I'm just getting around, man.
going through a corkscrew right now. It would appear that he will have. It would appear that he will have 9th locked up.
My bad.
As
Came up.
a little bit of.
Pay attention in front of you. Holy Christ.
Turn down to me.
Still pay attention.
Alright, I can't have this over the chat. So, Shane Hall already burned it down. We'll go ahead and get a word with him. Shane Hall, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Good win, by the way, Shane.
Hey, brother, yes, sir.
Win number 4 of the season comes at Laguna Seca. Is this redemption from earlier in the season at Daytona?
It is. We put a clinic on him tonight. They're the kind of races I love, and where we can really show our skill and come out on top. I do want to say, I hope Williams' dad's doing all right. I've been thinking about him this whole race, and just hopefully he's doing all right. And this one's for him.
All right, buddy, real fast. Who do you want to thank tonight?
I guess my old man over there and Toyota chat. He did a little blocking for me a couple times, which never hurts. But you of course up there in the booth, and all the fans out there that hang out and watch every week.
All right, buddy. Congratulations again. Shane Hart dominates Laguna Seca. Win number 4 of the season is already, as if he didn't need much more, he's already solidified himself into the playoffs. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thanks, man.
That is Shane Hart. We'll try to get him down into his. Try to get him down into his chat. There he is. As he will continue to burn it down, we'll get there went the motor. We'll get a word with Aaron Stanton here. Aaron Stanton, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
What's up, Garrett?
Well, buddy, tell me about battling Mike for the past 30 minutes. It was back and forth, and then Mike blocking you a little bit. Just tell me about it.
A round of applause for Mike there. That was one of the greatest battles I have had in this league. That was really fun. He was frustrated about something. I don't really know what he was frustrated about because I never touched him, I don't think. But he's one of the best guys in here, so I give him more credit than that. That was a heck of a fight.
Yes, sir, buddy. Yes, sir. Last week you put yourself into the playoff picture. Tonight, I said at the top of the show, the ones that will be battling for that third one would be you and Steven, based off of the points and how the rules work if a driver tie would win. But right now, you defend your spot in the third. Is there any added pressure? Because Steven's one of the more fiercest competitors in this series. Is there any worry still with the next 5 weeks going?
I just got to get better at the road courses, man. This is way better than what I thought I would do today, but still Shane is the one to beat at the road courses, so
all right.
That's what I got to do.
All right, buddy. Congratulations on finishing second. Aaron Stanton defends his third. defends the third playoff seed for the moment, but a long 5 weeks to go. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Yep. Thank you.
So a little frustrations between, I would believe, Aaron Stanton and Mike Hauser. As a matter of fact, we got to get Mike Hauser in here, so let's go ahead and talk to him. Mike Hauser, Garrett Jenkins, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm sorry about some potential potty mouth on the radio earlier. I lost my filter.
Yeah. Just tell me about the race, buddy. You and Aaron were battling pretty hard
Oh yeah.
for position. What's your take of things?
Like I said, we got the pole, and I was super happy about that. I felt really confident going in, and Shane was just on another level tonight. I'm going to give him props for that. He was consistently faster. Like, he was putting pressure on me in the beginning, and I was definitely, feeding into that. I was falling off and overdriving the corners, but once we got halfway through the race, I really felt like the car started to come to me more there. I felt like I got better, and then I thought I had to push on that second pit stop. I felt like I could have pushed it way harder in the beginning, and that allowed Shane to really get away. And then after that second pit stop, I pushed a little too hard. Aaron was really fast. It felt like we were always like nose and tail, and there were definitely parts where he was faster than me, and eventually he got around me. No ill will towards him, though. We had a great time racing. I had a blast racing him. So sucks we couldn't get a win. Sucks we couldn't finish second, but can't be mad with the top three. Good momentum.
Yeah, because it would appear that tonight you came into the night 106 above the cut line by my calculations. So you've definitely extended that. For the next 5 weeks, as we go to another 2 road courses remaining in the season. Next week, Road America, and next week we got or not next week, but in a couple weeks, few weeks, we'll go to Bathurst. Right now, do you feel like that you're pretty much guaranteed into a playoff spot, or are you still fighting to try to solidify or guarantee yourself within the top 3 in points with their wins?
You could never be too comfortable. I'm just gonna race as if I'm not, and I shoot for top 5s, top 3s, and I really, really want to get that donut off the board in the wins. It's really eating at me, and I've been trying so hard, and sometimes it pushes me to make some mistakes that I don't want to make. But definitely just running consistent like this. I think we'll have a good car for Road America. That was a decent track for me. I practiced it a lot for the preseason race. Chicagoland I've never really been to, but I think we have a lot of momentum. This 43 team has been really fast these past couple weeks, and I think sooner or later we're gonna be breaking into a win. Just a matter of time.
All right, buddy. Congratulations on P3 tonight. Mike Hauser starts on pole and will finish in the top 3, and from the looks of it, extend his gap above the cut line. Appreciate your time, Mike.
Thank you, Garrett. Thanks for putting on the broadcast.
Yes, sir. That being said, I do want to get one driver's opinion because of how I alluded to it. I'll get 1 or 2 more drivers in here, and then we'll call it a night. Steven Henning, Garrett Jenkins, how you doing?
Good, and you? A little frustrated.
I'm doing okay. I spoke to a point. I spoke on a subject that came to me during the race that I wanted to ask you. As you know, Aaron Stanton, he solidified himself into that third guaranteed top 3 position with his win last week. I did want to ask you a question, being that you are by points alone, not trashing the other guys, but on points alone, you're the only one within a very good striking range of Aaron. So how does it go forth? Is it more of a points game, or are you trying to win? Are you more or less trying to get that second win before the playoffs go, because you're safe but not coming into the night? We'll see next week how safer you are. But what's your thoughts on that, trying to get that second win and potentially knock Aaron out of that, or Elijah speaking, for that second or third position in the points?
I mean, a win would always be the goal, but I think the goal is just basically go in and play the points and do the best of that. We seem to know how to do that really well. So we'll just go on and do that. The last 3 weeks just been rough for this 12 team. It's just performances on my end just kind of lacking, and then just bad calls by me for pit stops and stuff like that is just the main issue. So if we can clean that up next week, I think we'll be one to reckon with. Hopefully, I don't know if I got anything for that Shane boy up there, but I mean that guy was on rails tonight, so congrats to him.
All right, buddy. Another thing, you're kind of many people don't know, you're kind of our test driver for certain tracks with the next gen, the ARCA cars. I wanted your take on, as hot as the track was tonight, I believe it peaked out at 122 degrees, actually 123. Do you think a lot of drivers were getting loose? I know we saw Mike Hauser on the broadcast loose in certain corners. Do you think it was a combination of the track, or was it more the track being dirty with all the gravel, or a combination
I think
of the two?
A combination of both, yeah, I think. That and just trying to get everything out of the car when you lose position. It's so hard to get it back once you lose it, and then you just try and just overdrive it just that extra inch, and it doesn't work out, and it's like, oh man. But I mean, yeah, I think temps, but I mean, temps felt all right to me. Like, I mean, I didn't have the greatest car out there all day, but I mean, I kept it under me. I mean, I was loose longer I went. So, I mean, I shouldn't have hit as short as I did. I probably would have been a little bit better, but...
Yes, sir.
But it is what it is.
All right, buddy. Steven Henning came into the night plus 35. We'll see how he fares after this week. Next week when we go to Road America, but I'm confident he's extended his cushion to the cut line. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
Two more drivers because I really want their take on them, on their runs tonight. And mainly because one driver asked last week for an interview, so we'll go ahead and get him in here. Jordan, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Yeah, I do. What's up?
Well, buddy, it was a strong car at the beginning, and then we saw the incident, and you fought all race to get back. Had Elijah for a moment there with a top 5, but do you feel like the run tonight helped your points deal, being that you are the long shot 56 entering tonight? So what's your take on tonight's performance?
Well, I mean, it definitely could have gone way worse, right? Especially for me, like my history on the road course so far. That was definitely, I think, my best performance on the road course, but I don't know. It's disappointing because I thought I had more in me than 6th place, but I was battling Elijah on, I think, a tire deficit there at the end. And I did get him, but I let him back by because I didn't want to get the spot from dooring him in the corner. It's not how I wanted to pass him, so I'll take 6th. Average finish for the last 3 weeks should be like a 4.5, but I don't think it necessarily helped out my points because it's like I beat Josh, Brent, and Chris, but Aaron finished way ahead of me, so Jason didn't show up, but you know, I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. So, I'm definitely not as frustrated or disappointed as it could be, but I don't know. It just kind of sucks to have a flat.
Cut you off real.
And then you don't really get to finish for it, right?
Yeah, I will say your mic kind of cut out about 2 or 3 times through that whole conversation, but you did allude to a point. Kevin Winsberg no longer locked into that 3rd position because of Aaron's win and how the point situation works out through that. He is not here, and Jason was not here. So it's going to be interesting to see what the next 5 weeks hold. Of course, when we get out of the road courses, you know, Chicagoland, it's kind of like Kansas. It was one of your better tracks going there. And then we got Indy. So do you think you can make up the points deficit or cut into it, especially after tonight with them two not showing up?
Well, I think, I don't know, that's kind of a multifaceted answer. I feel like Chicagoland, I definitely will have a decent race, but I also seem to have bad luck towards the end of the 1.5 miles, so I can't really count on that. I think this was definitely an exception, not the rule, as far as my road course running, so I'm expecting to lose points to the cut line at the next road courses. I'm kind of expecting to have to win Daytona if I want to make the playoffs, but it would be nice to make it a little easier on me for sure. So we'll see what happens.
All right, buddy. Jordan Jorno comes home tonight in 6th position. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Last interview here for tonight. I will talk to the man who, even though he finished 10th, he might be helping his playoff situation. Josh Henderson, last but not least, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, buddy, I know it wasn't the performance that you wanted to show tonight. I understand that the first lap incident through the corkscrew had some issues in what happened tonight. But other than that, how do you feel about your point scenario as we got 5 weeks left after tonight?
Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I mean, half the guys aren't making races right now, so I'm sure I'll be fine. And once we get through these 2 road courses, I'll do what I need to do at the oval tracks, finish top 10, and go on from there.
All right, buddy. Was a few drivers tonight. I asked Steven during his interview. Was handling, of course, whenever we come to road courses, throttle control and all that, it takes some throttle control to get through here. But do you feel like the handling was a bit more delicate, so to speak, tonight from your perspective?
I honestly couldn't tell because for the first 10 laps of the race, I was seeing red after that start, not knowing where I was supposed to be or how everything was supposed to play out. So I was overdriving every corner. I was burning through things way too fast. So yeah, tires were definitely coming into play, and you had to be soft on the brakes, soft on the throttle. But when you're angry, you know how it is. You're not gonna take care of it. You're just angry, right? So one bad thing led to another, and next thing you know, I'm practically racing for last. And you got some guys who just they're not road course racers, and I'm not either. But it honestly just came down to who can stay on the track there for the back half of us. So. And I kind of got stuck into a 3-pit strategy, and then finally realized, well, Shane's going to lap me, so I guess I don't have to pit because I'll just ride around, and as long as I stay out of my brother's way, and we'll be fine. So, but yeah, to answer your question, absolutely throttle control. Once I pitted and got my head back on straight, ran my fastest laps, and basically had nobody to see around me, right? And everything kind of worked itself out. So, just is what it is. It's not a good night, and we'll move on to next Monday.
All right, buddy. Again, congratulations on the top 10. We look forward to seeing you at Talladega Saturday night for ARCA. Best of luck to you, buddy.
I got to work, man, but thank you.
All right.
Let's see ya.
No, a little bit longer interviews tonight than what I normally do, but as we wind down towards the playoffs, 5 weeks remaining in the regular season, I would like to try to cover all the information. As Shane Hart tonight puts on a clinic, he will walk away with his 4th win of the season. Aaron Stanton in 2nd, Mike Hauser 3rd, Stephen Henning Jr. in 4th, and Elijah Fisher rounds out the top 5. Jordan Jorno, after a mishap earlier in the race, he claws his way back to 6th. Chris Lyotta in 7th. These runs will help these 2 drivers as the next 5 weeks goes on. We'll see if they can build any more momentum out of it. Colton Ward in 8th. A.J. Thompson 9th. And Josh Henderson, you heard him, frustrated after the first lap, and not even coming to green. Frustrated with the circumstances that he does salvage a top 10. Cade Cannon frustrated night on pit road with black flags and incidents points. Thomas Hernandez in 12th. Brent Hammerhand 13th, not in the run that he needed tonight. Darcy Harr 14th, and of course Robert Wilhoit with brake issues in the race sideline him and put him out in 15th. With that being said, us at the Inspired Racing League enjoyed everybody tuning in tonight. And we look forward to seeing you we look forward to seeing you Saturday night for Talladega for the Inspired ARCA Series, and then the Midnight Racing League Super Speedway Series as we draw closer to the end in that series as well. Of course, shout out to the drivers from last night's All-Star race. There was a excellent performance. But with that being said, I will see you Saturday night for the ARCA race here for the Inspired Racing League at Talladega. With that being